Y'all, it's almost time for One Book July, and I still don't know what I'm doing. Yes, I'm 2 days away from July. I still don't know what I'm doing. So, if you want to talk it out with me, stick around. Okay, y'all. Let me go ahead and be truthful here. Let me go ahead and tell you, I was not aware of One Book July until last year, and I found out about it about midway through July, so it was kind of too late. So this year I was like, oh, I'm doing it. And I think it's actually like kind of fate, because as a lot of other planners in this community have been struggling all year to settle into one, and so I think One Book July is going to be good to kind of like calm the brain and maybe just settle into one, hopefully for the rest of the year. But you know, that's wishful thinking. You know that that's not going to happen. But anyways, okay, so if you've been around my channel at all, you know that this is what I'm currently in. Yes, I changed covers, but basically everyday carry personal Filofax. And just real quick, one of the reasons I gravitated towards this system is the ease of which I could separate sections of my life. Like this right here, number one is monthly, which is my inbox. Everything goes in here. I can get as messy as I want. I refer to this all the time. This is how I fill my weeks. This is how I fill my days. Basically, everything goes here, everything. So I need a monthly, first and foremost. Always need a monthly. So number one is monthly. Number two is my weekly bundle, which I've gone over this before, but basically it's a week on 2 pages, followed by 7 dailies. And then I have a workout / food log tracker, and that's my weekly. 3 is work, so I'm not going to open that. That's my work section. 4 is my reading section. I've gone through this before, but just quickly. I mean, I promise there's a purpose to going through all this. But basically, it's everything for all of my reading journal stuff, trackers, new releases, arcs, this little monthly review, like wrap-up thing I've done. Oh, and I've added TV show trackers. My husband and I started watching The Wire. I've never seen it, and so yeah, because I'm extra and I can't just have it done. Just write it down. I can't just do that, you know. Duh. 5 is, oh, this is my home and finance section. 6 is my kids. Napkin head. Let's see, number 1, this is more of like, hey, planner thoughts, other commonplace type thoughts that I don't really need to keep these, but this is just a place where I can go and just kind of hash out some things. These are extras, and these are extras like but post-it notes. And so the reason I go through this really quickly is because whatever I use for July has to incorporate all of that. And you're probably thinking, Lisa, why don't you just use this? And that's a great question. Thanks for asking. The reason why is because I'm starting to get really annoyed with how much paper I'm using in order to create these inserts. The weekly bundle alone is 12 pages. I mean, it's front and back, so it comes out to 6 sheets. And, you know, I try and double up. Like, I try and do things where I'm not using so much paper, but it is a lot of paper. It's a lot of printing and cutting. It's a lot of punching. It's a lot. And so I'm just like, maybe I could try something else. If I could duplicate this system in a book type thing that I don't have to add pages to, maybe that's the answer. So it all comes down to the amount of paper I'm using and how do I archive this at the end of the year, because I do very much enjoy having an end of the year record that I can refer back and forth to. So that's why. I'm not ready to let this go yet. I'm not saying that whatever happens in July, this is gone forever, because I am very, very attached to my personal rings. So, you know, I'll probably take it with me, even though I'm going to pick one of these and just have this as my comfort, my emotional support planner. But here you go. Okay, so here are my choices, and here's where I'm struggling, because these are all great options, but I want to pick one. Okay, I don't know. Should we go? You know what? Let's go with this one first, because I bought this one back in April, and it's a July start, so this would make the most sense, right? I have customized it. I have uncoiled it. I have taken out 3 months, because this is a 6 months planner, and I just have July, August, September, and then I added a note section where literally it's just a bunch of lines, notes, pages. I haven't really set this up yet because, again, I'm not sure. I know I'm going to keep this and use it, but I was just kind of waiting, because if I don't end up liking it, I haven't used a daily duo in a couple years. So if I don't end up liking it, I'm going to sell the other 6 months part, but this is fine. So I figured this is great because I can have my overview, which I like. I cannot have all my monthlies. This is only 3 months. So that's kind of like one of the downfalls here, because I love having all my months at once. If that's all I have, that's all I have. That's all I need, you know? I know I could do a future planning in the notes, but I don't know. This is part of my hesitation. Plus, it's a Sunday start. I'm like, the week start on a Monday, so why would you put monthly on a Sunday? Whatever. That's another thing for another time. I have set up the dashboard. The dashboard I knew I wanted to use as a reading tracker. I kind of tried it out in the samplers, the EC samplers that they sent out when you bought early. And basically new releases, my monthly to-dos, stats, not social media stats, which I originally was doing, but this is like a wrap up, like how many books, pages, you know, which were physical, ebook, blah, 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 an actual reading tracker. And then this side would be for the like monthly overview of the books. And then this, the new weekly, was going to be my health and food log, like my workout, like the one in here where I have the week on 4 pages, where I have a whole thing of what I do throughout the day, food, and then Apple Watch, activity, steps, sleep, and then a little place for journaling if I need it, like health related journaling. I can do that here. I was like, oh, this is great because this is breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, activity here. And then I could use this side for habit tracking or any micro journaling about the week. Like this would be the fitness section. So I wouldn't need to try and build that anywhere else. This is perfect for that. And then the dailies, you know, obviously schedule. I was thinking I would do my work to-dos here within the time that I'm at work, and then daily to-dos like personal to-dos. This could be micro journaling because I do that on my daily pages. So like here, I have this little section right here where I do like a little good morning, you know, how I slept, how the, you know, set the day's intentions, that sort of thing. I do that here. So I could do that here. So that's built in. That's great. Now, my only problem is all those other sections, I'd have to like basically hand create those sections here. Pages for my kids, pages for my home and finances, pages for, you know, my other rando thoughts, like, and that's why I added this note section, because I thought that's what I would do. But now I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of pages to set up, right? So that's option 1. The daily duo. This coil is driving me bananas already. So I'm already like, can I do this? Can I do this big coil? Can I do this big old planner? It's an A5, so it's not that big, but it's chunky. She's a chunky girl. Okay, so there's option 1. Option 2 is the tried and true. The Hobonichi cousin, the Avec, the part 2. Tried and true. Look, it's thin. It will chunk up, but I haven't done anything with it. Actually, I mean, I haven't written in it, but I have tried to establish what could go. Yearly overview, school schedule, and paydays. You know, this first right here, this first half, second half of the year, July through December, habit tracking, so I wouldn't have to build that in anywhere else. I would probably redate this, which you know, I'd probably be late on this, but I could redate this and use it for, I don't know, reading or something, or I could just use this as pre-planning for 2025, just leave it as is, and just anything that comes up, I could just put it here in like events and then books, whatever's, you know. So then this monthly would be heavy duty. This would be covering a lot of things. I was going to split up this taskbar, this like sidebar here. The top is monthly to-dos. The bottom would be for reading, which is new releases and any advanced reader copies I get. Down here would be the reading tracker, which I would use up here in these actual box. Like I would put abbreviations, that sort of thing. And it would also have my events, to-dos, reminders, all of this. So this would be some heavy duty planning going on in this monthly section alone. Then in the weeklies, y'all, I struggle. I struggle because, you know, when I first started using the cousin, oh gosh, in 2020, 2021, I don't know, I'd have to go look at my shelf. I was like, oh, this is perfect, vertical layout. But now I don't like it. I don't have any use for it. I don't have that many timed activities throughout the day where I really have to schedule out my weeks. This is why in here I've gone to more of a weeks style layout. I mean, look at, that's my life. My kid's appointment, The Bear season 3, and my kid's appointment. Like, I don't have a whole lot going on. I don't need a 24-hour timed weekly where I have to plot out my life hour by hour. So I'm like, what would I do with this? And I've seen, oops, sorry, I think I moved the table. I've seen a lot of creators do some really great things with these, but I don't have it in me. So I'm like, what would I do with this? I don't know. I could convert it to notes pages. I don't know, but there's that. And then the dailies would obviously be dailies for journaling, for memory keeping, for everything in between. And the downfall to this is there's no place for my extra sections. My home and finances, my kids, you know, my actual reading trackers. Like, I guess I could do it in each page and then index it somewhere, but I'm like, I used to just be so in love with this and I was like, this is the perfect all-in-one. But now that I've made so many sections in this, I'm like, how do I fit that in here? Okay, so that's option 2. At this point, if I had to do like an elimination thing, which I guess is what I should be doing, I would guess that this would probably fit the bill more than this would. As weird as that sounds, because I'm obsessed with Hobonichi products, I think I would have to go with this one just because it's already got certain sections built in that mimic my current planner. Okay, so there's that. The next one is this teeny tiny little pen and gear notebook. Y'all, these are back down to 97 cents. They got really popular and they started like upping the prices to like, at some point they were like $130, $127, $133. You know, Walmart has those weird prices. But yeah, they are back down to 97 cents. And so I have a stash of these. I have like 4 or 5. And I thought this might be a good one, Book July. And I actually set it up and I did a little short on it. If I remember, I'll link it below. But I figured, you know, little inside calendar. This would just be for the month of July. So a little inside calendar. This holidays. This is Playing with Bee. This is the sticky note is also Playing with Bee. And then these are Peanuts Planner Co. I was going to tape them in, but I decided to punch them because I have a binding machine at work. So I actually punched them. And then I just kind of slit the, you know, made little slits in them, and then I just kind of popped them in here. So I have a full calendar in here, which is great. Full calendar. Love it. And then I added this. This is also Peanuts Planner Co., one of the freebies from our Facebook group. It's just the list, but I made it into sections for new releases and ARCs. This is Coffee Monsters Co. This is digital you can buy. So I bought it, oh my gosh, months ago, and I just resized it when I need it. So I put that, and then there's my reading tracker, which mimics what I currently use. And then there's the first week, you know, Hobonichi style, where horizontal on this side, and then notes and stuff on this side. And then the rest would just be dailies, journaling, whatever. Again, same thing with the Daily Duo. I would have to like hand write my sections that are in my current planner, but that could work. And look how tiny it is, and look how cute it is, and I could just take it everywhere and just put it in my pocket. So there's that one. That's option 3. And then this is the last option, and honestly this is the one I'm most excited about, and it also has the most work. It also has the most work involved, so yeah. Okay, so this is the Leuchtturm hardcover, and it's the dotted, so it's 251 pages, and I've got it sort of set up, but I haven't dated anything in case I decide to hold on to this for next year. I didn't want to put any dates until I really made a decision. So starting off is going to be an overview. Again, I haven't glued it in or done it because I'm not sure yet. So an overview, and then I put 6 months. I drew in 6 months of calendars. So I would have all the way through December. And you guys, I went through and actually did the math on all these pages, and I've tabbed them out, so I'm going to show you. So this would be a future log for 2025 stuff. A habit tracker, a 6 month, 3 months on this page, 3 months on this page habit tracker, so I wouldn't have to build it into my weeks, like my weekly pages. And then this would be my health. I keep a little running, like, to-do, not a to-do list, but like a running log of anything that happens for me, my kids, my dog. My husband's on his own. I mean, not that I don't care about him, but he's a grown man. He can he can track his stuff. So that's what these would be. So me, my kids, my dog, and then this would be my reading journal section. Like this whole section right here I'd put a cover. I have a Rex, like I have it in here in this reading section in here. Let me see if I can find it quickly. So whenever something comes up, or books that I'm like, oh yeah, I have that, I need to read it, or podcasts or movies, I have a whole like rec chart where books, movies, television, podcast, other, and then of course, this. And then I figured I could redo that chart in here. And then I was going to mimic, because I really like this July dashboard setup as a reading tracker. So I was going to actually mimic this, and I was going to kind of split it here and put this section here, and then these sections here, and then have this as the reading tracker with my little blank monthly sticky note. And then on this side, same thing, overview of the month of reading. And I built in 6 months of that, so all the way through the end of the year. And then it would end up with every year in December, I do a holiday novella reading challenge, where every day I read a holiday novella. I get up in the morning and do it. And so I have a whole thing set up for that. So I need a checklist. I need a thing to work on. So that's what I thought this would be for. And then 2025 releases, because as we get closer to the end of the year, I mean, we're getting announcements now, but it'll ramp up as we get closer to the end of the year. So this would be where I would keep track of 2025 releases. And then this would go into my weeklies. And I wish I would have brought it up here, but last year when I was using the Stalogy, I ended up coming up with this layout, which I really loved. But Lisa, why didn't you just go with it again this year? Because I got tired of drawing it. And that's probably what'll happen this time. But basically I had a 1.5 inch column here where I could put a sticker, or like a little doodle, and then a sidebar with like just to-dos and stuff. And then this was a horizontal, like a weeks style, 7 days here. And then this side was for memory keeping. I would do pictures from the week with little things, and it was a really nice layout to look at, where I had my week here in plans, and then I had the week over here in photos and little like memory keeping, like little things. So I have mapped out 52 of these, because there's obviously 26 weeks left once July hits. So 26 and 2 is 52. And then the same thing, I would put my fitness section here, another 52 pages, where I would mimic my current food log, just kind of like quarter of the page like this, and just like weekly goals, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, keep track of what I ate and what I did, and do that over and over. And then the rest of this would be my, like, I don't want to call it a commonplace journal, because I don't really commonplace, but I do like a place where I can just dump random thoughts that aren't necessarily memory keeping. They're more like diary style journaling. But I thought, here's the idea I had though, like if I wanted to memory keep, like, see, all these pages are numbered. If I'm in my weeklies and I have my plans over here, and I have my, photos from the week and little blurbs, but there's like an event where I want to actually like put down more stuff, I could put one picture and put, page whatever, and then I go to that, and then I can put in a full spread back here. And I basically, once I mapped it out, I have about 100 of these pages left, which I think would be plenty. Oh, I already did pen testing. And I already did, So I feel like out of all of the options, like, this is the one I'm most excited about, because of so much, like, I can customize so much in here, and this would get me through the rest of the year. Now, I know, let's be honest. Will I really stick in this the rest of the year? I mean, I'm not even sticking in what I currently have that's working for the rest of the year, you know, but it's just, you know how it is. Like, if you're in this community and you're a planner person, then you know, you just get bored and you just want something new and you want something fresh. And normally when that happens, I just, you know, new cover, or I'll try a different weekly, or, you know, something like that. But again, I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed with how much I'm printing, like how much paper I'm using and cutting, and how just like after a while I'm like, I just kind of wish I had a book like last year at that Stylogy. I don't know. So this is option 4. So again, this is my, I'm not letting go of this, even though it is One Book July. I didn't print I did not print a weekly bundle for the first week of July, because I'm like, no, I need to pick a book. Don't print a bundle, because you'll fill it out and you'll just be like, eh. But I am gonna, you know, this has a lot of reference stuff, plus it has my work planner in here, which I'm still gonna use, so maybe it's not technically One Book July, but you know what I'm saying. But here, that's my 4 options, is the Leuchtturm, the Daily Duo, the Avec, or the Pen and Gear. And I don't know, I like them all for different reasons, but I feel like I feel like I get more animated when I'm talking about this. And the more I like think about what am I going to pull like on Sunday when I start setting up my week, I keep thinking about this and how fun this would be and how I could just kind of get back to basics. And I don't know, so I think this might be it, y'all, but I guess we'll see starting next week. I'm going to post it in my community. You know, I'm going to put a picture when I finally decide and get the whole thing decided and set up, whichever one this is, because none of these are fully set up, and I know I'm 2 days away from July 1st. So I really need to make some choices. So yeah, that's it. I hope if you're in the same, you know, if you're in the same boat as I am, maybe this was helpful. Maybe this helped unlock some things or trigger some new thoughts, or maybe it didn't. Maybe it was like, no, this is worse. Now I have more ideas. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. But I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you sticking around and listening to me ramble about paper and planners. And all right, that's it. Okay, bye.